We got to start off with a shout out, right? My guy, Primetime Mac. You know me. I'm going to start telling y'all this. I don't like talking to people who ain't green. Like, you got to have at least a green on this motherfucker, like, to talk to me, man. So, shout out to Primetime Mac, becoming a member, becoming a den mate. Remember, our memberships are as low as $3.99 and as high as $99.99. The all in membership. I'm going to give a great example of an all in membership. It's technically not an all in membership, but it's kind of what I'm willing to do once we get this thing really rocking and rolling, for my guys who really hold the rope. But this is Big Games BS presented. I be fucking this shit up so much. Y'all should have heard me with the drive to select the Tax Layer Gator Bowl drive to selection presented by Toyota. It's so much easier without any pressure, but like when the camera's right there and I have to do it for this, and I love doing. I'm so used to doing shit on one take that it just throws me off. Jackson, we're gonna talk about your Gators, man, but I need you to be green, bro. If you're gonna come in here and troll, better get that green in your life, man. But we got some new elements we're gonna add today's show. Shout out to Primetime Mac. If you would, Primetime and Eric and Coach JR, Coach Junior, or we do JR, whatever. Or if you're a member, please go over to that community section. Go over to that community section and consider calling in. Now, if you call in with that bullshit, we will hang up on you ASAPidly. But we would like for you to come in, call in, give us some of your takes on this weekend's events that are coming up. Also, what we're going to be doing as well is, if you haven't noticed, I have two things that are also in the member community. We have our college football pick'em, which you can go pick your games so that you can have the opportunity to win $50. We also have our pigskin pick'em. So we have that link up there. You can go in there and pick the games that you want to pick, that you think that you're going to be able to make. Shout out to Aaron Bailey. Okay, my guy, I got a new den mate there. Appreciate that. So Brian asked a good question. How do I identify ourselves in the ESPN Pick'em group? One, it would be really easy if you would use your name on YouTube. But I'll do what I did for my guy, my Marching Chiefs member, because his name is basically some Marching Chiefs slang. But Grant Gray, I made the announcement of who won. I know exactly what you picked because I get to see it. And once we get that, you can DM me your information so we can make sure that you get paid and all that other jazz. So if y'all could give me half of a second. Wesley, Ty, you my guy. Love you dearly. I know you be at all my tailgates and doing all my shit, dog, but we gotta get you green. This is getting ridiculous. But he says, "What up, big game? Keep up the great work, folks. Be sure to smash the like button. I will accept that as well." So, as I said, this is Big Games BS brought to you by. This is Big Games BS brought to you by Den Media Group, presented by AlphaMaleJacks.com. Alpha Male Jacks is the go-to men's clinic to make sure you're checking all your levels, stress levels, making sure that you are fully healthy going into this football season. I plan to party a lot. I plan for us to have more tailgates. We won't have one this weekend. I'm sorry, my energy levels aren't good. I didn't do what I needed to do for Alpha Male Jacks, but I can promise you this. We will probably have something for Clemson. We will have more moving forward. I'm going to go over and see Christina on Monday and go get my blood levels, my blood levels checked, make sure my hormones are in good shape, make sure my testosterone's flowing, make sure I got that bitch taken out of me, because Doc did tell me last time my estrogen levels were a little higher than they normally are. So I had a little bitch in me. So I had to get that out of me. And ladies, if you got a little bit too much masculinity in you, we have something for them too. But if you go to Alpha Male Jacks, you're over 30 years old, we're going to give you a free blood panel evaluation. You don't have to be in Jacksonville. You can be anywhere. Go to alphamalejacks.com. Make sure you just tell them somewhere in there that Big Game sent you. Or if you can't get a hold of them, again, this is where we're different. I don't do true sponsorships. What we do is partnerships. So when I tell you to go to alphamalejacks.com, that's because I'm like one of them. I'm not only the client, I'm the president type shit. Like I actually like them. I actually use them, or I will refer people to them. I think that's the best way to go about stuff. I'm also inside the world's greatest cigar lounge. All right, guys. I'm gonna tell you this: being a lounge owner is very difficult. We need people to patronize. All in members, I've already told you, you have a membership here to Goodfellas Cigar Lounge. That's what part of your membership is. But I need some of you guys to start coming. So we're going to do some creative shit to be able to get you guys in the doors. But just I would love for you, if you're in Jacksonville, if you're in the Jacksonville area, just stop by, get a drink, reasonably priced, all those different things, man. So I think that's it. I'm supposed to have another sponsor, but they ain't wrote the check yet. So until they write the check, I can't use them. But I think you guys will like them as well, especially with a lot of you guys doing online purchases and the dangers of getting your identity stolen and those things like that. This company will come in and save the day on that note. So as we always start off with, we got housekeeping. I'm remember every Wednesday show from moving forward, every Wednesday of a home game for FSU, we will be giving away 2 tickets, to a minimum of 2 tickets to that game. So we already gave out we actually gave away 4 tickets. I hooked everybody up, the 2 winners. But you got to make sure you're paying attention and making sure that you're putting your shit in there so that you can get your free tickets. But I want to call attention to everybody. And here's why I say support this channel. It's no knock on other people's channels. It's just what we like to do here. Giving back is one of my favorite things to do. So you all know about the book bag drive. You already know about some of the other stuff, the ticket giveaways that we do for kids. But I'm a part of the Chairman's Club for the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. We had our green jacket thing. One of the Gator Bowl charities is a part of the Gator Bowl. And one of the things that we partner with is the Dream Team, and it's a part of Dreams Come True. And they go, and that's one of those things like the Make-A-Wish Foundation shit, like where people go and they're like, hey, my wish is to all right, yeah, this is my show, so I'm going to do the thing for the kid. If the kid decides that, hey, his parents say I'm a bad influence, then cool, fuck them. But my dream, if I was in this guy's situation, would be I would like some titties in my face, man. Before I die, before I can't see anymore, I would like to see a nice pair, like a good pair, not just random ones, like the ones that you walk in on your grandma or some shit like that, but a good one. And I could have helped this kid with his dream too. That's the parrot head thing. We'll go with that one later. Those, like, yeah, I guess you're gonna go from the last one, and we're gonna go all the way down. So yeah, that one. But this kid right here, I heard his story, and they were saying it, and I was talking to one of my good friends, Carson Skinner, who's like family owns almost all of Jacksonville, the Skinner family. Like they could have a family reunion in Jack Stadium and like fill that bitch. But I heard a kid, they said he was a Florida State fan and he's never seen Doak, and his dream is to go to see Doak Campbell Stadium. I'm like, man, that's the easiest man, shit. That's why I'm here. So I do that shit all the time for people. So I just go over and I say, hey, I talk to the people and say, hey, who's the Florida State kid? They sent me one guy. I said, no, not the fan. Who's the kid who's never been to Doak and not going to be able to see in a little bit? And I said it just like that. So I didn't mean it anyway. I just said it just like that. So they go and they introduced me to the young man. They said, then I found out he's cuz in some capacity. I was like, even better. Got a dope last name. I said, so I tweeted out, meet my friend Jack Coleman. Jack has a brain tumor that is causing him to lose his sight. He said he wants to see an FSU game, and that's his dream team wish. And I was just like, and the lady was like, yeah, he can go to Hawaii. We have people pick all these different things. He just wants to go to Doak. I'm like, whoa, wait a fucking minute, kid. Don't give up your dream. Don't give up the good dream. Shit, we get you in Doak, bro. I was like, you want to go to Doak next? You want to go to Doak tomorrow? You want to go to Saturday? I was like, I'll get you in Doak. You keep the goddamn Hawaii shit. Like, matter of fact, if you feel obligated, bring me. But like, we're not giving away something. I was like, that's on the scale of difficult decisions and things that I have to accomplish in life. That probably is the easiest shit that I can do. So I just tweeted out, and he said he wants to meet Jay Trav. He really likes Jordan Travis. And I don't think he knows about Keon Coleman, so we got to get him a Keon Coleman jersey. Like, Keon Coleman's bad motherfucker scoring. Coleman scoring touchdowns on Labor Day is a Seminole tradition unlike no other. I got to get Trey and Kai over there so we can keep this streak. And Keon, for all intents and purposes, is my family. I don't know him. No, guys, one thing I can promise you that is not my kid. He's too old to be my kid. even though I was in New Orleans at 18, I don't remember sleeping with anybody on that trip. I might have, but I definitely know I didn't meet no random mamas. So it's got 102,000 views on social media. Jordan Travis responded. A lot of people have responded very, very well. Um, I told people, just if you want to help, the best way to help is to do this. Follow this because I don't like relying on people because sometimes people don't come through like they say they do. But the best thing about people though is, and why I don't ever get truly mad when people don't come through, is because people come through in ways that I never expected. So major shout outs to damn, I can't was it Diane Bow. Thank you, Ms. Bo. I have no idea who you are. I did thank you in your DMs, but one, if this lady, women giving me $1,000, man, I gotta tell that woman thank you. I ain't even had to give no pipe. That's awesome, man. But she gave 1,000. From I said, take him to the DR. I would. I would love to take. Come on, man. But then again, I'm gonna get somebody. Got to show him the movie Ray before he die, before he goes blind. And Ray Charles would like check women's wrist. But nah, shout out to Ms. Diane for 1,000. We had a couple people give donations too, specifically for that. They went to mftkfoundation.com. Quick housekeeping note on that. I have the wrong PayPal address attached to that. That goes to Coleman Management Group, which is my for-profit business. But I would take that money over, and here's what we're going to do. And we may need to clip this, but before I do that, I want to tell thank you to Nick and Sterling also gave donations as well. I'm not going to say quite how much because it ain't Miss Diane kind of knocked it out the park. But a dollar, 50 cents, any of that stuff is good. But if you're going to give a donation through PayPal, mftkfoundation@gmail.com is the way to go. One, they take less fees out when you do it for the nonprofit. And then two, it's all of this money that's going to get raised for this guy. We're going to give him the most dope FSU experience. Like if this is one of the last things that this young man is going to see, I want to make sure that it's the greatest sports moment ever. Like, so we're going to put him up in the hotel. So members know what the hotel is like in Tallahassee. We're going to put him up in the 4 Point Sheraton. We're going to get his family a suite. I talked to them today. We're going to try to check out a practice, that Thursday practice. So I got to talk to the family, get them over there that Thursday morning. We are going to eat in some of the Tallahassee staples. He's going to fucking Gordo's. I don't even care if he likes these food places, but he has to go. We're going to Gordo's. We're going to we're going to Olene's. We're going to go to, I'm going to try to talk my goddaddy into making some goddamn Shingles chicken. I know he ain't had that in a minute. We're going to eat some honey fried chicken on Friday. I'm going to make sure they get into the cab. They're going to have some fucking honey fried chicken. That's important. We're going to I'm going to get sideline press passes. And, we've had people from the President's Club offer to give him seats in the President's box. But I want him on that good fan experience and doing all that jazz. We're going to go on a tour. I want him dressed up as a recruit. I want him wearing all white. I'm just telling you guys this stuff because we're going to put this video out. We're going to do all these things. And I'm going to make him feel like a 5-star prospect. I want to wine and dine this kid. Garner the Gold or somebody else. I may go to Pick TLH. I want him decked out in the best. Him and his people decked out in the best Florida State gear. So I don't know if people realize this, but this requires a little bit of money. Luckily, we made some on the tailgate. Some of y'all still bitching a little bit about that. Go to Alpha Male Jacks, get that fucking estrogen out of your system. And then when he gets a little older and we develop a relationship, maybe we'll go to the DR. Maybe get some titties in the face. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been going through with that. But again, just some of the other stuff that I was in Tallahassee on Thursday, and I got some money. So that money that will go for that will go toward tickets or this specific task. Oh, my bad. That's Jay Trav. I want people to realize that how dope of a kid Jay Trav is, or a young man. I shouldn't say kid. Miami fans talk like he's a senior citizen or some shit like that. But Jay Trav's a dope individual. He responded to the tweet and I appreciate him. We're going to try to get through battles in. We're going to make sure he gets his propers on that. But now I need the Parrothead one, the one with me in the shirt, the official shirt. I went to Tallahassee and I would talk to a group, the Parrotheads. I had no idea what the Parrotheads were. I just know Becca and her family have been really good to me, helping spread the word about the MFTK Foundation. And they also talked to me. The first middle school I got kicked out of was Fairview. My bad. Let me rephrase that. I only got kicked out of one middle school, but Fairview was the first middle school that I went to. They said they needed some book bags. I gave them some book bags and stuff like that. Rusty Edwards is the principal over at Fairview. That is that he was actually my high school weightlifting coach. He also taught my sister at Florida High. I love him, great principal. So anything that I could do, would love to help with that. I went there and I had no idea. I knew I was talking to a bunch of pilgrims. I'm used to that at this point. But I was going down there talking about the MFTK Foundation. I didn't know why they called themselves Parrotheads. But I'm here to tell white people that we have a lot in common. People like, well, why does it have to be the black student union? Why can't it be there's no white student union? Why does that? White people do have clubs, they have associations. They also show love like nobody else. And this is why we have the 3-6 Mafia level and above. I'm really going to revamp 3-6 Mafia. Apparently, Jimmy Buffett's fans are called Parrotheads. This was I went to go. I thought I was speaking to an FSU like alumni group. I went to go speak to a bunch of Jimmy Buffett fans because they give money. They pick a nonprofit in Tallahassee and they give it to. I got to go back on the tour. Listen, I had a ball. But if nobody told me we were going to be singing Jimmy Buffett songs, and I had no idea how to read the room, but they were like, they get up and they sing, and then there's parts of Margaritaville that you didn't know that are added. I know wasting away again in Margaritaville, looking for he says some shaker and salt. And then it goes salt, salt, salt. And I was just like, wait a minute, I've heard this song my whole life, and I've never heard this. And then I just always like some people say that there's a woman to blame, but I don't. It's my own damn fault. It's basically how I've always told people my problems with women. It always comes down to ain't nobody's fault but my own. But it was cool. Spoke to them. I learned something. I am a guy who loves to learn other cultures. I learn something new about white people all the time, man. And I love it. I love it, man. But again, apparently just so you're not alarmed. There are a group of white people in every city that get together at random bars and celebrate because they were saying Jimmy died. And I didn't know. I was like, damn, Jimmy sound like a cold ass motherfucker, man. They really like Jimmy. And they were saying, this is our first time getting together since Jimmy died. And I was like, damn, man, what the fuck happened to Jimmy? But apparently it was Jimmy Buffett just passed. And I didn't realize that's what they were talking about, man. I thought Jimmy was part of the group. I was like, damn, man, that's fucked up, man. What happened to Jimmy, man? That might be the title of today's show. What happened to Jimmy, man? But Jimmy Buffett is dead, if you didn't know that. They definitely did Cheeseburger in Paradise. All of those things, man. Did you see what RJ Saunders put over there? No, wait a minute. No, that's not. That can't be. What is RJ's name? His name is Saunders. Can't be. That's not Blacker. That's not well-cooked chicken, RJ. I know if that's well-cooked chicken, RJ, his ass definitely needs to be green because I know how much money he's making now. Anyways, today on Maury, star wide receiver meets his dad who used to play at the school he currently plays at for the first time. Holy shit, it's Blacker. It is Blacker. Yeah. I never put two and two together until you just said that. It did very. But speaking of that, that would be a hell of a spoof or a skit if I went to the blood test just to do it. What a hell of a way to find out. Like the dads who come in the kids' life when they're good are shitty people, but like what a hell of a way to win the lottery. Like Nobody wants to come in a son who's not any good's life. Your son's a loser. Like, now I found out, damn, that's disappointing. Like, imagine Shaq's real dad. Like, when Shaq's real dad figured out, like, holy shit, my son is Shaquille O'Neal. I won. You know what, man? It's weird because I've always said this thing. Like, if Trey turns out to be like 6'6", I know that's not. I know I gave the wrong name to like my firstborn, but he's mine now. But at that point, it's like, damn, dog, he kind of tall. They don't make us that big. But I am noticing, like, you'll find two parents that are like both under like 5'5", and then they'll always have this stud of a kid, man. But if y'all don't know RJ, just before I get into the thick of this, RJ was well, he is now again a producer at 1010 Excel. He is extremely good at his job. And he would come and he would have to do our show sometimes. And we were one of the few shows that incorporate the producer. When we were bored and we didn't have shit to talk about, we talk about the producer. And RJ got a lot of the stuff because RJ's weird. Like, he's not weird in a bad way. He's from Cali. Everybody from Cali is weird to Florida guys. And, you know, we gave him some, like, hold on. Let me ask this guy real quick. RJ, nah, damn it. I can't give him the number. RJ, you still dating that girl? Because if you still dating that girl, we got to get RJ some pussy, some new pussy. The only thing better than pussy is new pussy. And we got to get him some because I had to tell RJ is a very kind-hearted guy, man. Very dope individual. If you have a single daughter, like, I need you to send pictures, write pictures to Sports Den. Actually, don't send it to my personal one. Send it at Sports Den _live. What she looks like. RJ likes white women, so it could be any kind of woman. Spanish woman, like, he fucked up and like got a Spanish girl. Spanish is an older Spanish chick. Them bitches is crazy, but let's get him a girlfriend, a nice girlfriend that can make well-cooked chicken. Like, because RJ really likes some well-cooked chicken. I had to educate him that black men don't go to wing restaurants and order barbecue wings out the gate. We order hot wings. We have a reputation. Like, he may be, you know, there's cultural things that he didn't get because he's not from the South that we had to educate him on. And I'm glad he's back. Love RJ. He's a dope guy. But anyways, winning cures everything, and winning changes a lot of things. And Florida State went in and beat LSU's ass and just put them again. The word I like to use is existential crisis. Brian Kelly's over here saying, like, well, maybe we thought we were Georgia and I don't know what's going on. And guys are like questioning themselves. Beat writers and reporters are saying different things. Even Josh Newberg is not, sucking like Deion Sanders' dick as much because Josh is a Florida State grad, used to cover FSU. But he put something on his On 3 thing where highly coveted offensive tackle Jordan Seaton canceled his LSU official visit for this weekend. Wow. We whooped their ass so bad that the kid just said, you know what? I was leaning to LSU. Not anymore. I saw the way those guys bullied them. I don't want any parts of that. And, a lot of changes have happened on his official visit. You know what last weekend, what two of those changes were? Colorado beating the fuck out of TCU. He decided he wants to go see some snow. But do you know another school that's on that official visit list now that wasn't originally? The Florida State University. And I want to hear what this young man has to say to Josh Newberg about why he decided that this is the move for him.
You set 6 official visits. You took one during the summer, and that was to Alabama, the only official visit that you took. Then you set your fall tour. Now, flashing a graphic up here on the screen that shows you have LSU on the 9th, Florida on the 16th, Oklahoma on the 30th, Ohio State on October 6th, Oregon on November 10, and then South Carolina on November 18. But Jordan, you sent me a text last night saying all these visits have essentially been changed. So let's go through this and talk about it. So this weekend, are you going to be at the LSU game this weekend?
I will not be at the LSU game.
Right.
My mind's pretty much on Ben Davis high school team we play.
Okay, so that one for now is postponed / canceled, right?
Postponed / canceled.
All right, let's go to the next visit on this list. 9/16 next weekend. You were set to go to Florida. Is that visit
Yes.
still happening?
That visit will still happen, just be postponed to a later date in the season.
Okay, so we're postponing the Florida one till later in
Please
the year.
come when
Got
we
it.
go to the Swamp.
Now, September 30th, Oklahoma. Is that one set?
That one is set. I'll be down there in Sooner Nation.
All right, we can lock that one in. Okay.
Yes, sir.
October 6th, Ohio State. Is that going to take place on October 6th?
That will take place, but not on October 6th. We're moving it prior to a date. I want to say sometime in November. We're working on the dates now. Me and Coach
Okay.
Fry.
Oregon, next up is November 10th. Oregon, is that one set?
Oregon is not set right now. Oregon, the date is still to be determined, but I definitely want to get down to Eugene.
Okay, cool. Now, the last one that you had on your schedule was November 18 to South Carolina. Does South Carolina still get a visit?
South Carolina would definitely still get a visit. It won't be on a November date, but they'll definitely have a chance to get a loop and get a shot.
That was it? Man, fuck you, Josh. Did he say the Florida State piece in there? Man, he got 2 whole minutes of my life. Anyways, whatever, man. Fuck. Anyways, apparently he's looking at Florida State and Colorado. You some bitch. I can't believe you did that, Joshua Newberg. Good, bravo to you. You got a view and some shit out of me. But on another note, Florida State's winning, and then what do? They roll. Nah, I don't want to watch the whole thing. Like, how long is the whole clip? Oh, you diabolical motherfucker. You guys tell Josh Newberg, you quote tweet this. You tell Josh Newberg's a diabolical asshole for doing that. Like, you could have, you got Twitter Blue, bro. We can put 15-minute videos on our stuff now, man. You didn't have to do that. We can put up 15-minute videos in 1080p. He's like, nah, you gotta come over and get these YouTube dollars. All right, man. Listen, bro, I got it. My brother CJ Wilson posted on Doke Talk. 275 million in renovations are on the table for Doke. FSU is showing they're here to stay and play with the big boys. That's one thing that's coming up. Now, I talked to my booster people. A lot of people don't like the not the dome, the covered area that was in the like right there. Yeah, if you're looking at that, if you post that up real quick, and CJ put the graphic up, they have like the covered part of Doke, and there's like a little hole in there or whatever. I was told that that's bullshit. Don't know where the fuck they got that one from. Like that's that part that ain't happening. Yeah, it looks cool. Like people were complaining, well, that's going to take away season. I'm like, bitch, it's hot. Bitch, you been to Florida? 7,000 degrees. That's why I'm in the Champions Club. Like I got tickets like right there, but in September, October, but not sitting in Gym Pop. I try to put Trey in Gym Pop. Trey will visit Gym Pop, but Trey's like, no, Dad, we need to go. Dad, can we have those Champions Club seats, like where they give me the all you can drink soda pop and things like that? I was like, all right, cool. But that's not true. So, but even when you start winning, my grandmother had this thing when I told everybody the story about when I got mad that they were talking about me. They said I was sorry and all this other shit. I know to say the same shit still, but when I was playing, I used to read the message boards and got upset. And she said, who told your dumb ass to read? And she said, if you hit people more, they wouldn't. Josh Pate went out and was saying Florida State fans are ridiculous for celebrating the win against LSU and all this other stuff. But after it kind of like that, because he got that bitch in him, you need to go to Alpha Male Jacks. But after everything settled and he realized what he said, man, everybody's starting to talk a little bit different. Joshua Pate, this is what he's saying about Florida State now.
Legit, is Florida State back? They're back. They're absolutely back. Florida State is the real deal. You are at such a disadvantage if you didn't watch the game. Because if you didn't watch it, you may think it's a flukish outcome, or you may think LSU just wasn't all they're cracked up to be. If you're anti-FSU, I have terrible news for you. It's neither of those things. LSU's good. They're good. LSU's going to embarrass some people this year.
He went from not on Monday, he was saying Florida State fans are being over the top. And now he's saying that FSU's the real deal. and you're just a hater if you can't recognize it. Josh, game recognized game from your perspective. You a fucking hater, so we know you can recognize haters. So, did Aaron Bailey say you got to watch? He got everybody got. Oh wow, that's cool. I didn't know Josh did that. They got titles on it, but anyways, so now go to the next. Now we're gonna see what happened, and so for people to realize this, I'm gonna put it in context. For me, James Coleman, and I was talking about this at the Gator Bowl event. Anybody who's talked to me personally knows that I was like, man, I think we're gonna whoop LSU's ass. But when they asked me my pick, I think my last picks were 34-17. I felt very strongly for quite some time that we were 3 scores better. And part of that was because we were really 3 scores better last year. We just fumbled the ball, and if you watched the game last year, it was an exciting 5 minutes. That was it. It wasn't a game until 5 minutes left. But it's also amazing before I get into it. Remember the motherfucker with the coffee that I picked on? The little pinky thing that was doing the weird shit? Nah, he's an FSU apologist. Everybody's becoming an FSU apologist. But LSU beat guys outside of my guy Carter. But his homie Blake, who you guys know Blake, we're going to fuck with Blake all year. Like, even though I think LSU will be better. But, like, now Blake is having, again, an existential crisis. Like, oh, my God, what are we doing? Are we good? I need y'all to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm a good person. I'm a good program. And by golly, people like me. Like, just look in the mirror, just say these things to yourself, self-affirmations, all that shit. But this guy went full asshole. And I wish I had the confidence to do this. But the problem is I'm not playing this game anymore. So unless it's like against Southern Miss, I ain't really going full asshole on a team that could beat me. But this is what most of LSU's beat were doing, Miles. If you push that play, like, it just being egregious with it.
2 guys, Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman at Florida State. Neither one of those would be a top 2 receiver at LSU.
So 2 guys, every award list wouldn't be even considered top 2 at Florida State. And I mean, I get it, get the
if
clicks,
there's a silver lining, it's that.
Get the clicks. Like, but go, what does he have to say now?
Florida State, I think, is the best team you're going to play all year, including Alabama. They got a 6-year quarterback. They got 2 first-round picks at wide receiver. They got the most experienced offensive line in college football. Their defensive line, Jared Verse on one side. Braden Fisk was a menace inside. Fabian Lovett had a TFL and rubbed his belly afterwards.
Now, I want to tell you this. Brian Thomas Jr. had the most receiving yards. He had a 75-yard bomb against our 2s, like on a bullshit-ass touchdown. So if we minus that, he has 6 catches, 75 yards for most of the game. Him and Malik Neighbors are the number 1 and number 2 guys, right? The guys that he said before this game that now he's saying are 2 first-round draft picks at wide receiver, one went 9 for 122, 3 touchdowns. The other one went 7 for 104. Like, even with, it's just, I think I got another one. We got something else after that. I think, Miles. So we're just gonna keep we're gonna keep poking the bear because we won. I gotta keep doing this. Oh my bad, that's not what I wanted. That's going back and talking about. Yeah, that one's gonna be funny. We need that one next. This one right here. And then Brian Kelly, he said we're gonna beat the heck out of Florida State.
And that's not a.
And then what he did was he tried to backtrack a little bit. And this is what I hate. This made me lose. A lot of people don't respect Brian Kelly, but now I have no respect for Brian Kelly. And anybody who's watched this show, they will know why I have no respect for Brian Kelly. I have this. Kanye West is batshit crazy, but Kanye West has some very good life quotes. And one of the things, and Can't Tell Me Nothing, he said, don't ever fix your lips like collagen. Just say something where you're going to end up apologizing. Like, say what you mean what you say. Like, for example, I tell you, my friend said that I said something that was out of pocket. Talked about X. You got the throat attachment. And I said, I want my money. Or I want the throat attachment. You pick. I want $1,000 of the throat. Which one? And he said, damn, dog, that was fucked up. So I went back and I listened to it. I was like, damn. I ain't gonna apologize. I meant everything I said, but like, yo, that was kind of out of pocket. I can at least admit. So Brian could have been like, shit, we lost. Got to ask for, but I was out of pocket. I was wrong. But like to apologize and then try to fake it, like, nah, dog. But this is what BK has to say with the people interviewed.
And that's not a disclaimer of any kind. We're gonna go beat the heck out of Florida State, but and
that's what he said. But he said it's just not in my background or nature to make those kinds of comments. And then they got you on wax, bro. Man, live up to that shit. If you're gonna be, my problem with Brian is he was a fake ass Cajun. Like, bro, let your nuts hang, man. Be about that life or don't be about that life. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. Now, guess what? We talked about us basically making a recruit not want to go see losers in LSU anymore. What does Steve Wilfong, who is one of the premier recruiting analysts, have to say about Florida State and a bunch of other high-profile recruits that they're getting? Man, if this happens, Florida and Miami have nothing to hold their hat on. They can't talk about Mike not bringing in recruits. They can't talk about wins. I don't know what they're going to – I'll tell – a little later in the show, we'll show you what Florida's focused on now.
A quick rewind. Florida State with a statement victory over LSU in week 1. So how much momentum have you seen from that convincing win on the trail for the Noles?
Well, I logged the 24/7 Sports crystal ball forecast in favor of Florida State for one of the top uncommitted players in the country, one of the top defensive backs in America, Jamari Howard from Miami. I've been hearing a lot of buzz that they've been the program to beat for a while. Talked to him after the game. He's like, I knew they would win against FSU. And things that stand, he just finds Florida State to be a hard-working program. He fits in with the guys on the team. He talked about how dedicated everybody is. I know he's really connected with that staff. Now, Miami, they're not going to go away on Jamari Howard, but I think current pulse, in addition to that game, I like where the Seminoles sit, so it was time to log a pick. They had Jeremiah Smith there, number 1 receiver in the country. We've said on the show it's going to be extremely hard to flip him from Ohio State, but he's got an official visit to Florida State down the road. Maybe if Coleman has a monster year, he saw him have a monster game. But that Florida State offense, he really likes Norvell. So they're going to hang in there and try and keep chipping away. Georgia, there's been some buzz behind the scenes at Georgia. Don't sleep on them to ultimately flip KJ Bolden. I think that got harder. KJ Bolden was at the game.
KJ was at the tailgate, bro. He ain't going nowhere.
He absolutely loved the experience. I talked to some of those recruits. They put the recruits right next to the Florida State band. They just said the atmosphere was incredible in Orlando if you were watching it through the lens of a Florida State prospect or Florida State recruit. So even though Mike Norvell and company couldn't talk to them at the event, those recruits got a chance to really feel it out. And then LJ McCray, I had Florida State running third for him coming into that game. And I don't necessarily know exactly where they are coming out of it, other than that he's got his official visit coming up here in the fall, and they gave him a lot to digest. As like, this is a program that is in the hunt to potentially win a national championship, and he's the type of player that can help keep that trajectory what it is, because Florida State is one of the most exciting teams in the country. They returned the most starters. Am I right, Emily? Correct me if I'm wrong, from the year before. They got their quarterback, Jordan Travis. They're dynamic on offense. That defense was suffocating in the second half. And LJ McCray had a great seat for all of that as they try and recruit against Georgia. We've seen Florida State have some success against Georgia this cycle, from Landon Thomas to KJ Bolden. Those are guys that we've had Georgia in the driver's seat for. We have Georgia in the driver's seat for LJ McCray, but can Florida State do what they've done a couple times already? Those are national championship type recruiting wins, and they're going to try for another there with LJ McCray.
My boy Dro made a statement before the season started. He said Florida State can sign 5 to 7 5-stars. And boy, does it look like he's coming, like that prediction's about to come true. So dope. But yeah. So also, again, if you're a member and you got something you want to call in, you want to say something, We're trying to test it out. The number is in the member community on the YouTube, so you can go check it out. Call in, only for members. We had somebody put a super chat up too. I want to make sure it's $5. Shout out to my guy Charles Walker for that. Also, please, if you guys would jam the like button. Also, to make Miles a little bit more frustrated, I just came across a couple more tickets. So if you want the tickets, push like, I don't know what should we say? Put tickets. Yeah, put tickets if you need 2 tickets to tomorrow's game. Just go ahead and put that in the comments. We will do a drawing at the end. Or yeah, we'll do it at the end. Yeah, we'll put tickets. I'll announce when we're wrapping up. Yeah, that way we're gonna get all them fucking minutes. I'm a Josh Newberg, you guys. All right, so Florida State winning. Now you can go put up the A-Rap, the new logo, that's the logo with a beard and the Muslim hat thing they be wearing, the Muslim bandana, because everybody's saying we getting A-Rap money over at Florida State. So this is what somebody put up. My boy Dibby put that up for the $275 million. I'm trying to find the actual fucking tweet, but like that shit is hilarious, man. Oh, there we go. That's just he put that in response to Matt Baker and the $275 million renovation, a bump in the nose future conference payouts and rendering of Doak. Like he has a lot of stuff, but the rendering with the roof structure, I was told, just isn't true. So all those things happen when you win, you beat somebody. Florida State this weekend, we are giving away more tickets to Southern Miss. I found out something. And have you ever found out something and then you're like just kind of devastated a little bit by it? Even though I shouldn't be, because this was years ago and I'm not playing at Florida State anymore. But every school has used to call them officer friendlies. And it's my SRO is a Hall of Fame member of Southern Mississippi. Officer Harvey. He played at Southern Miss. He was a good SRO at Florida High.
Unknown caller.
Yeah, I don't know. That says scam likely, so I can't answer it if it's a scam. Actually, that might be my new thing to do. Is just when people call and ask me random shit, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna fuck with them on the." But then again, it might be somebody I owe money, so I don't want to get in trouble. But Officer Harvey was a tight end. I was trying to get him on the show, but it just, man, them days run together, man. Like it gets tight. My schedule gets tight real quick. But here's his background. Marvin Harvey, 77 to 80, one of the truly great tight ends in Golden Eagle history. Finished his career 74 receptions, 1,286 yards, and 14 touchdowns. He averaged 17 yards per catch. As a freshman, he had 11 catches for 31.2 yards per reception. He's tied for 12th in career receptions and 8th in total yards receiving. So people might say, like, oh, that's only this. But you got to remember, in the 70s, everybody was running the fucking wing T. Like, that's a lot of receptions and a lot of yards for a tight end during that era. So shout out to him. Shout out to Pat Surtain, who's also in the Hall of Fame. He's our DB's coach at Florida State. What better way to celebrate you making it by beating the fuck out of everybody? But here's what they have to look forward to. If you go and you click on that on the video, this was Brandon Fisk. And Brandon Fisk didn't get enough props for the game and what he did. But man, look at how he's just straight up molesting this LSU offensive line. And I don't think Southern Miss has anything for these guys. Like, it was a hold. I mean, just brought him back. It really just made it easy. Now, I thought this was one of the hit game. But Florida State comes into the game number 4 against Southern Miss, who's 1-0. Southern Miss quarterback was 21 for 28, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. The guy who everybody was fearing for Southern Miss, Frank Gore Jr., didn't even do the Thug Dizzle. 9 carries, 54 yards. Jay Caston, 5 catches, 104 yards, and 1 touchdown. They're averaging 441 yards per game. Now, they did play Alcorn State at HBCU, but it doesn't matter. Like, you still got to put up the points either way. ESPN is giving Southern Miss a 3.5% chance of victory. The odds are against them. What is the spread? Don't know what the spread, but the game will be at 8:30 p.m. Hope to see you guys at Doak. If y'all see me, y'all see Trey, make sure you give my son some bumps and go watch Trey's take. He will have another take for that game, post game for that. University of Florida is having their bounce back game against the powerhouse of McNeese State. But McNeese State, for those who don't know, they lost their opening game to the prestigious Tarleton State University, 52-34. Tarleton State apparently is some school in Texas. Not sure which division they are, but Florida comes in pretty strong. Coming off the and I'll talk about that a little bit. Hold that one up, just not right now. But Gator football, when you lose, there's a lot of things that happen, man. You start focusing on the really important things in life. I got Gator fans who are now, I've never seen post politics. They're into politics. They're becoming better fathers. Like, man, I got better things to worry about than the university. My son's, blah, blah, blah. You wasn't saying that shit a month ago. But, Florida might not be able to beat us on the football field. Florida may not be able to beat us in recruiting when it's all said and done. But you know what they're doing with their Florida Gator football is posting? We're the number 1 ranked public university in the nation. So it's all about academics now. Got news for you. I know a couple Rhodes Scholars, and even they didn't go to Florida State because they could become Rhodes Scholars. Don't nobody give a fuck about this in athletics. Nobody gives a fuck about school. We did not come here to play school. What my team trainer used to say when I said, hey, I got to miss practice so that I could go to a study hall session. Did we bring you here for school or did we bring you here for football? That was what was always said. So congratulations on winning in something. I don't think that would be what I would be paying attention to, but whatever. University of Florida, though, has a really good chance of beating McNeese State. McNeese State has a 1.2% chance of beating Florida. McNeese State is getting paid $500,000 to lead their kids into the slaughter. Yeah, it is. It's definitely just disrespectful. This makes no sense, but I'm not even going to go into the break. I'm going to tell you this much. If Florida doesn't beat these guys by 50, then Billy Napier needs to be fired. He's clearly not the guy. Actually, no, Billy Napier needs to get an extension if that doesn't happen. But on a serious note, Florida did lose a player, Jadarius Perkins. He announced that he's hitting the transfer portal after the game. This young man's from Mississippi. Got his ass beat by a bunch of white Mormons. It probably triggered some things. You never that probably fucked me up too. But he transferred. He went to Missouri, went to a junior college, transferred into the University of Florida. A lot of hype surrounding him. I think he lost his starting job. There's some reports that he may have locked himself in the bathroom on the plane. They had to get his family to kind of talk to him about mental health stuff is real. I think a lot of people don't realize how much pressure gets put on you at this Power 5 level. And I remember making a comment about 6 or 7 years ago that if I do notice that my sons are really, really good athletes and this is the way they're going to trend to go, I would start having them speak to a sports shrink when they're in high school. And the reason why is you guys are motherfuckers, man. Y'all, it's a lot of, they're getting hit from a lot of different angles, and nobody is supposed to have this much access to anybody.
Unknown caller.
Hello? Yes. This is James. Yep.
Looking to pay for those so I can send them to you?
Yeah. Y'all have a card. Y'all have any of my cards on file?
Let me look. I don't, but maybe they might have like put this on a different account. Maybe.
All right. How much do I owe?
It's 200 total. There's 50 per.
Okay, cool. Can I give you a call back in like 30 minutes and just give you a card if you don't find one? All right, this number? All right, cool. Bye. My bad. I had to answer. For whatever reason, this one comes as scam. Yeah. That's why I answered, but it said Tallahassee, Florida. So I figured that was it. And I was told I better answer the phone when they call. So, but shit. Oh, anyways, mental health is real. Because we've seen one fan base deal with mental health pretty roughly the last 20 years. It's the University of Miami. They're playing Texas A&M, and in a game that really both of these universities need. Jimbo has not done very well or anywhere near as good as expected at Texas A&M. They didn't make a bowl game last year, if I remember correctly. Miami did make a bowl game last year. They didn't do anywhere near as well as they thought that they were going to do. But right now, I want to hear what Jimbo Fisher has to say about the talent on the University of Miami's roster right now.
We got a really good opponent coming this week, Miami. Mario Cristobal is a very good coach. Their offensive line's a very big physical group. They ran the football extremely well in the game against Miami of Ohio. Receivers, they're big guys. Guys in the slot 7 can really play, gets open. The big guy can really make plays down the field. They got speed. Quarterback's an experienced guy, been around a long time. He was a front runner for the Heisman a year ago coming into the season. Can throw the ball, do all the things you need to do. Defensive line, Leonard Taylor up front, as good as anybody. Kitchens at safety. The backers, the transfer backers they've gotten in from Washington State and Louisville can run and make plays. Along with what they already had, Harvey's up front. They got a great transfer from Purdue. The defensive tackles elected.
You might hear him say transfer a lot.
Make plays. Secondary, they bring different looks, pressures, transfer. Corners that come in there. Porter and Brown and those guys, they're coming in there. And of course, they got Williams also in the secondary too, and it was a 5-star guy that's a really good player. We got a really good opponent coming this week, Miami.
All right, that's
Mario
it.
Cristobal is a very good coach.
One, I'm just so glad he was at Florida State because I can understand him because he speaks so fast and mumble together. But Miami loves to talk about Florida State and their transfers, but he ain't mentioned none of the freshmen, none of the guys that have been homegrown recruited talent. Right, got transfer from down there. I was right there. Another transfer right there. Blah. He did mention Leonard Taylor, and that's theirs. But outside of that, man, he mentioned the only guys he's worried about are the transfers for the most part. And Miami's stuck on stupid when it comes to a lot of these things right there. And we'll talk about some of the notable things that stands out about the University of Miami's roster. But this game, Miami wants to avenge their loss, which was, I think it was a close loss, if I remember correctly, to number 23, Texas A&M, after they won the Battle of Miami's 38-3. Miami actually is predicted to win this game by ESPN Matchup Predictor, 55.9% to ATM's 44.1. Wegeman for Texas A&M against a team. They had a pretty dominant performance, 18-23, 236 yards, 5 touchdowns. The Dyke went 17 for 22, 201 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. They ran better. They did some things that are pretty good. Now again, Texas A&M played a team with no
unknown caller.
Hold on. Hello? All right. Anyways, Jimbo talked about that. Jimbo didn't play anybody with a pulse. Miami technically didn't play anybody with a pulse either. They played the University of New Mexico. I think that's who Jimbo played, if I'm correct. Yep, the Lobos. They beat them 52-10. So it's really no real good way to get that. We'll see. I still don't know who Tyler Van Dyke is. Tyler Van Dyke was really, really good. But the problem is with what I have with Miami is that Miami they want to run the ball, but they have an air raid offensive coordinator. So they're bringing in a guy who really doesn't do very, very well with this. But getting into all of this, the University of Miami fans keep harping. Like, there's a guy who's up there every day. He posts something about Jordan Travis. I think Jay Travis 23 and Tyler Van Dyke is 22. Florida State doesn't have a guy on their roster right now that's over the age of 24. Miami has like 5 guys that are over the age of 24. And they keep talking about how old our roster is, but forgetting the fact that their roster is basically a nursing home. In fact, if you can pull up this one, Miles, they've got a guy who's my age right now. This guy might have played in the one. They had a kicker. Real talk, the punter was my age last year. They've got a guy who probably played, who I think he fought in the last Great War. They have their punter is on his 7th year of eligibility. Oh, no, excuse me. I apologize. I want to make sure I say this right because I don't want to get it confused. He's on his 8th year of eligibility, and he could potentially return in 2024. Like, come on, man. Let somebody else play. Like, imagine having a 35-year-old on your team talking about our quarterback. It's not our fault that your guys aren't good. I don't know, man. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he was 18 years old when he graduated. He is 26 at minimum. All right. Let's put this in perspective that Miami fans keep trying to say for Jordan Travis. Let's say you did things the right way. You're 22 years old when you go to the NFL. You signed the first round contract. They put you on for 4 years. They take the 5th-year option. You know how old that makes you? 27. This man should be in his 2nd contract in the NFL. This man knows he's not going to the NFL. He is Van Wilder. He is living his best life in college. It should be statutory if he has sex with a co-ed at this point. How do you get 8 years? Robbery. A lot of you can get 8 years. Oh, my bad. You talking about 8 years of football. I have no idea. Maybe numerous med reds. I don't know how he has another year of eligibility. Side note, if you guys would, we got 55 people watching. We have 36, even though I do like that number, that have jammed the like button. If we can get a couple more of you guys jamming that like button, I would appreciate that. Now going into it again, as I told people, we have a college football pick'em. Here are a couple games of note for anybody that wants to know. These are the ratings. Actually, I didn't even need to do all that. LSU, Florida State got 9.165 million in views. Colorado, TCU got 7.2. Ohio State got 4.6. Basically, everybody wanted to see Florida State or a Florida State alumni win. And that's what happened. But I'm going to go here and I'm going to check out my college football pick'em. I don't think I could ever get this on the thing though, Miles. So again, if you're playing in this, man, you got an opportunity to win you a little bit of bread. I want you to win that bread. I'm coming for the bread, but I want you to win it as well. In the group, we have 8 people in the group right now. So you can choose to do that. Gray's coming for his money again. Right now, he is ranked number 1. We got B. Lynn. We got No Grad. We got No 41. Jaguar Kane. My boy George is trying to get that bread. No's Champs. That's all in there. But let's see what my picks were. And I believe we pick against the spread in ours. Oh, I didn't make no picks. Oh, shit. All right. I'm glad I'm here now. Notre Dame versus NC State. I'm gonna say what's wrong with the Wolfpack. I'm going there. I don't think Georgia can beat the spread. 42.5 points is a lot over Ball State. Iowa versus Iowa State. This is definitely a MAGA game here. No offense to anything like that. It's just all the Republican nominees are going to be at that game. I'm gonna go with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Michigan versus UNLV. I think 35.5 points is a lot. I think Washington at 34.5 is a lot. App State versus North Carolina. I'm gonna go with the Fighting Drake Mays at over 15.5 against App State. Oklahoma's trying to prove something. They're playing SMU. I think SMU is going to get the shit beat out of them. Wait a minute, hold on. No, SMU has the last good coordinator Miami had. I think they may surprise some people. Now this one right here is tough. Alabama versus Texas A&M. Jamie's going to be there, but Steve Sarkisian is married to a friend of mine that I grew up with. But this is one of those games that could cause you to drink, and we know Steve got a little problem with the sauce. Saban does a really good job of beating the ass of the people who used to coach for him. So I'm going to go with Alabama. I'm going with Oregon over the Texas Tech Red Raiders at 6.5. I don't think Southern California can't play defense to save their life. So they're going 29. They're 29.5 over Stanford. So I'm picking Stanford. And Texas, Alabama, I'm just going to go with 50 points total scored. Now that's saved. You can go and there's still time for you to go and do that. That pick'em game. I'm pretty sure I did so I did the pigskin pick'em, and I'm already down. I picked now the pigskin pick'em. That is not versus the spread. That's just straight up. And Detroit already fucked up 88% of the people who've played this game by beating Kansas City. But go check out the pigskin pick'em guys as well. Both of those are opportunities to win $50. I don't know how many people I have in my pigskin. Yeah, go ahead. Right now, it's 5 people in the group. Damn, I was about to say shit. I know who's about to win right now. ESPN fan probably joined too late, but everybody, literally, the cool thing is right now, everybody's on the same level. All of us picked Kansas City to win, and we all lost. So go check those games out. Again, you got to be a member, though. So if you're not $3.99, Miles, you're fine. If you're not $3.99, you're not going to get it. So, but going into the NCAA and how they're still bullshit, I don't think Daryl Jackson's going to play this year. UNC denied Tez Walker's eligibility. And NCAA basically returned the volley back to Congress and said, we told y'all to fix these rules. If y'all want to do something, then do something. It's on y'all. But we're basically passing the buck. The UNC brought up mental health in its statement on Tez Walker. The NCAA doesn't seem to care about the extent that playing a sport can contribute to helping one's mental health. A reminder of what the NCAA told Congress about Daryl Jackson when it comes to mental health playing football. Football players not playing football does not impact their mental health because they have other resources to deal with it while at school. Take away something someone loves arbitrarily and ignore the impact that it has on them. Make it make sense. That's what my guy Brendan Snowcone said. On 3, basically put up the good stat that unfortunately the man is ineligible. And here's what I believe a good coach would have to say and what Mac Brown said. He says, I don't know if I've ever been more disappointed in a person, group of people, or an institution than I am with the NCAA right now. It's clear NCAA couldn't care less about the young people it's supposed to be supporting. I've lost all faith in its ability to lead and govern the sport. They've messed so many things up as it relates to college football, and now their failures have negatively impacted the life of one of our own. The decision makers at the NCAA and the committee should be ashamed of themselves for doing this to this young man. We've got a complete roster overhaul through transfer portal. Players playing in their 8th year of college, shot in Miami, at their 4th school. Yet Tez Walker, who only played football at one school, isn't eligible. It makes no sense, and never will. Shame on you, NCAA. Shame on you. But that's how you know he an old white man. Shame on you. Shame. But he's right, though. He's right. 100% right. It's definitely stupid. And I think it's getting worse. And I think I also understand why we're getting dumber as a society. And as we're wrapping up the show, intelligent debate is dead. And it's dead because of what I'm starting to change my tune. I've never been one of those guys who blames TV, right? But something happened significantly when I was in high school. They started this first show and it was pretty good. It was called Pardon the Interruption. It's with Michael Wilbon and the old white man. I can't think of his name right now. 2 sports reporters, pretty intelligent friends that sat around and they talked about things. And when they were wrong, they had stats guy who ended up making his own name for himself. Was it Max Kellerman, was it? No, anyways, the stats guy ended up coming up and having his own show. As things move forward, they took another guy who was a known troll but a good writer, in Skip Bayless, and they put him together with a guy, Stephen A. Smith, who was making his rounds up through ESPN, got fired and brought back, and they had First Take, which I believe it was cold pizza and all these other different things, and they were debate style shows. And the demographic that they were going for was the barbershop demographic, as well as people who were doing other things. But as over time, it became about who was the loudest, who could talk over somebody, and who could make the most wildest take to be able to get the snaps. And one thing about TV, one thing about writing, it's about clicks. And we as a people, when social media got integrated, it became about the soundbite. And then we started discussing and having discussions like this, and it slowly deteriorated because what we saw, we felt like we want to be the people who we see on TV. It's like ESPN decided that they wanted to be reporters. So they stopped doing what made them work, and they started being more like what they saw on CNN, NBC, and all these other different things. Well, one of the most iconic shows, Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, what I used to love because I learned a lot. And Brian just one of them people who just sound smart. Like I have a friend, Garrett Johnson, who won Rhodes Scholar. Ironically, I know a lot of Rhodes Scholars. And Garrett's just one of those people. Garrett reminded me of Brian Gumbel. Like, yeah, that's interesting. But like he will always take these things and it would be, and it's like what I like to do, like not on that level, but there's the sport and there's the surface level of it, but there's always a story behind those things. And that's what Brian Gumbel used to do, but now it's going off the air. And a guy brought up a very valiant point from a Deadspin article. Look around, all the smart sports shows are no more. The sports reporters, that used to be so, on Sundays, you could wake up and there would be like 4 guys in a suit and they would just be arguing and talking about different topics. Like it just felt smart. Like you felt brighter by watching this show. Outside the Lines was a really good sports journalistic, investigative journalistic thing ESPN used to do. Back on Record with Bob Costas, really good. Bomani Domes, his show keeps getting canceled. Like it seems like I didn't realize Game Theory guy. It's just like Bomani Jones is so fucking good. Even when I don't agree with what he says, I like those type of people that I don't have to agree with you, but you got a point. It's like what I talk about with Bud Elliott at Florida State. I don't have to agree with you, but damn, you made a really solid fucking point. And even sometimes we're like, that's some word salad, but good kudos to you. And I don't necessarily want to pattern my show to be like Frasier or to be like a lot of these different things. Definitely not Frasier anymore. I love Frasier though. Like, by the way, that's one of my favorite TV shows. Yeah, it's just I like the intro. It's back in the day, like a good hook. Like that's when you knew. That's when TV was. When they talk about make America great again, like that's when America was great. Well, yeah, day by day. And like when we had shit, like was it the deeper we was it the deeper we fall, the longer we stay. It's just a yeah. Them around. It's a rare tradition in this day and age. You're reading any good news on the newspaper page. Love and tradition from a grand design. Some people say that's even harder to find. But there must be some magic truth beside these gentle walls. Like, yeah, that then Frazier was just like, again, I like blues. Oh, baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Mercy. And maybe I seem a bit confused, but baby, I've got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with that tossed salad and scrambled eggs. And then when I found out that like it had a meaning behind it, like the tossed salad and scrambled eggs were like the people who would call into his show. It was a tossed bag of people and their brains were scrambled. So like, cause he's a shrink and they're calling to get advice and he doesn't know cause his life is scrambled. It's just, again, my bad. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite theme songs. But it's just, yeah, now it's good. Like you got pumped because you knew that when you heard that, you could be in the kitchen and you hear it and you know it's time to stop doing what I'm doing to go watch this show. But oh, by far. But what also made me like it, and it was ironic because the dad was actually British. It was the beginning of the British invasion. The Frazier and them have the accents, and their dad sounds like the American, but he's just a normal red-blooded American, and he got two stuffy kids. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, we need more shows like that. We need to get back to. And then you got they made such a good they had pizza. Like they advertised, yeah, it was like Friday night after school, parents are going to the weekend. We are going from 8 to 10 p.m. We are going to watch these family-oriented shows with pizza, and you're going to sit up there and you're going to just boom. This is bonding time with these imaginary people. Like we got to get back to the jingles, man. We got to get back to the jingles. Like there was a place called that just shut down in Tallahassee called Barnacle Bills. And everybody, like the first thing when I read it, I was like, you know where? Barnacle Bills on North Monroe. It was, I think I heard this my whole life. And but whatever, man. And yeah, Cheers is where Frazier got his start. But anyways, I forgot where we got. Oh, we were talking about good team. But I think I like it. I don't care what you think. I just care that you think. And I think a lot of times people just say stuff to troll. I want to talk about the NFL, but we've talked enough about them. Sorry, motherfuckers. Kansas City fucked up. Jared Goff played just good enough to fuck. I'm in like 8 fantasy football leagues, by the way. I have no fucking clue how I got in 8 leagues. I think people just put me in leagues, and I don't know how to manage all of this. I'm telling you right now, I'm only giving a fuck about it. I only care about one. That's the Den League, and that's the only reason because I don't want to pay you motherfuckers any money. I want to win, so I don't have to pay you. But I want to go back to something we talked about. Bert Kirshner talked about one of his guilty pleasures in life. My guilty pleasure is very, very white things, like Frazier. Bert's very guilty pleasure was going down the rabbit hole on YouTube with HBCU cheerleaders. So one thing about HBCUs and one thing about Black culture, and my mom liked this rapper Redman because my mom used to be a big woman. She lost a lot of weight. But Redman had this song called I'll Be That. And he's from New Jersey. In the beginning, they had all the little petite ladies dancing, and then he pushed them off the stage, and he brought all the big women on. And my mom was like, oh, yeah, I like him. Like, do that. Well, one thing about our culture is, hey, listen, big girls need love too. But we could probably be a little bit different. And I like a little meat on my bone. But this is athletic and impressive, but like we probably need a local college here, Jacksonville, Airwell Waters, HBCU. They have their band dancers, and they're wearing I think this is tiger print. Yeah, let's just play it. They're gyrating and shaking. They can't see it. Wow, man, that's a lot of print. Well, they're the Tigers.
Oh, okay.
So it's they're yeah. Yeah, but this is their not all HBCUs are like this. I remember when the HBCU came to play Florida State, and I was in the Champions Club, and my Pilgrim friends came and looked at me like I'm the authority on it. I'm like, James, I don't know what to say, but man, those goddamn band dancers. I'm like, hey, man, you can say that, man. That's some good ass right there, man. That's for everybody. That's for us to enjoy. Sir, you enjoy that, Tom. Don't you be bashful about enjoying a good ass. That's what the ass is here for. It was what it's made for. But let's enjoy this ass. Get it, girl. That's the whip song. Whip it all night. Talk about freshman 15. Freshman 15. How are they still kids that can move like that, though? Like, you would think they did this routine, right? They did this routine, so they didn't just like they didn't just come up with that yesterday. They've been practicing. These women are clearly working out. Well, anyways, this just reminded the first thing that this reminded me of was even though she's in trouble, obviously she doesn't give a fuck, which makes me even more intrigued by Lizzo. It just reminded me of Lizzo, and maybe these girls could be backup dancers to Lizzo. And now, since I saw this, you got to see it. And I don't care. I like Lizzo. So, but yeah, here you go. Let's watch Lizzo basically doing the same thing with less clothing. Oh man, I didn't realize this stuff like that. She's lost a lot of weight. Listen, man, when I tell you, I'm gonna read these statistics. So she used to be over 3 bills, right? I think they say she's like 270. She's 5'10", 275. She's almost a fullback. Like, she's getting there. Like, she'll get down. Well, I don't think she'll have the same appeal if she's under 250. That's the one worry. Like, you gotta be, it's just like Monique is not funny anymore. When Monique was big, it was funny. Monique now just looks like a angry former big girl that's doing skinny woman shit now. What happens is, man, don't even look at me like that. I know some of y'all are judging me. Don't act like that. I got a homeboy who was down there who D Alex. I call him as I stop doing that skinny light skin shit now. I knew you when you was big. So he's big, he's changed his whole identity now. He's a skinny motherfucker. He listens to Drake and shit now. Some of y'all women you've been big your whole life. You lose a little bit of weight. Now you want to do skinny girl shit. You start being the same snooty bitches that you hated when you were skinny. Keep that big girl mentality. Just like I tell people, no matter how much money I get, I'm gonna keep a project mentality. Like, keep that project mentality. Keep that big girl mentality when you get skinny and fine and all that other shit. Because the reality is, like, you can be like, that's a cute Lizzo. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Lizzo is a cute big girl, man. She is intriguing. That doesn't disgust me anywhere near as much as it probably would have disgusted me a few years ago. Like, she was bigger, but like, nah, that's all right. I'm like, she got curves. Because there's some big girls that are big with no butt, which is amazing. Well, no, I'm saying amazing that it could be like that. You would think, because people are getting the transfers. Right. That's like, you ain't got, man, come on, dog. How you just wide? But anyways, my point is in all of this is Lizzo could get it. But on that note, okay, let's go ahead and get you guys with these tickets. We got say tickets right now. We got 5 minutes. Right, Irvin. I mean, listen, dog. I don't think Candle Lady watching. But we were joking one time, and so say tickets right now if you want the tickets. And she was just like, you wouldn't know what to do with me. I'm 5'11", 205 pounds. I'm like, bitch, are you trying to detract me or are you trying to attract me? Because right now you sound like you need to have another kid. Like, I don't want to be with you. I'm cool like with that. I just want the mutant, the potential for the mutant, and I'm here for the 18 the 18-year investment. Like that's what we're here for. Listen, man, that's what I'm talking about. Eric, first round heavyweight bout. Like, okay, there was this thing I just sent on IG. Since we're waiting for you guys to put tickets in, you need to hurry up. And it was like the guy doesn't like when women throw it back when he's doing something. Hopefully your kids aren't watching this. And he's like, do you want this to last 4 minutes or do you want this to last 11 minutes? And women always get confused and stuff. Oh, you can't 1 minute, man. Man, listen, man. I've watched a lot of Mike Tyson bouts, and you're dealing with a heavyweight now. Get you a skinny mini. A lot of motherfuckers been knocked out in the first motherfucking round, in the first few minutes of the first round. So, like, don't give me that shit. Yeah, I put Coach JR, Adrian. I know she wanted tickets. Somebody else put Charles Walker called them the bumblebees. Oh no, it'd be the Alabama. It was Alabama. It was Alabama State when they came up here. I thought I saw somebody else put tickets. All right, we'll go down. You got Chip. Chip got that picture of the guy that I knew he was gonna fall off because he came on during COVID, and he was just like, "Waiter, get me that." Like it was just like something sexual he was seeing nature, and he would just be sweating. King George, man, that's why I love blues music. King George, boy, he wild. You got David on there, David Pierce, VB Smoking Good Barbecue. Now, where you located, VB, and you're Smoking Good Barbecue? Like, is it really good, or is it just some like, did somebody tell you like, did your mom tell you your food was good, or is it like legit? I'm not trying to. No, you're not. Wait a minute, didn't I give Primetime Mac tickets? He won last time, right? No, you're not eligible for this game. You already got him. But we can put Ramon in there. I feel bad. Yeah. We can put him in there. Now, if he fucking wins, we're gonna do another drawing. If he wins, we're gonna do another one. Nah, you're not here, okay? No. Yeah, basically no face, no case. You have to be present to be eligible to win. Yeah, Tanisha was in here. Yeah, she was in here. I haven't seen a Brandon comment. Thank you, Charles. It was 20. You said what? I've never understood that. I saw it in Boomerang, and I got a lot of friends who are big on like. I've just never been in a situation where I saw a woman, she was fine, and I was ready to have sex, and then I just looked down at her toes and was just like, it's gonna do it. Nope. Now, granted, your feet can't be doing like the West Side Connection. But Primetime Max said, yeah, he is. All right, man. Listen, where can I get you? Where can I get some of this barbecue, bro? I'll be in Tallahassee. On Saturday, leaving sometime Sunday. You say you in Quincy, bro. I need to I need to know what you're good at, what you make good. We may fuck around, bring you to a tailgate if it's actually good. And I'm not one of them new blacks that don't eat potato salad. Like if you got good potato salad, let me know, because I'm gonna be mad at the motherfucker. Jonathan G, we're not doing the tailgate for this week. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. I was like, God damn, these comments is ruthless. We're gonna give people a couple more minutes to say if they want tickets or not. Oh, this is okay. I'm looking at YouTube. This shit hasn't popped up yet. Oh, oh man, this is awesome, man. I gotta go back and watch the video, but they were moving, man. It's some good stuff there, man.
Charles, Zoe, Brian, those are our mentors. I don't know if
Go ahead and I don't even again. The problem is I don't want to put people I don't want people put people in there and they're not going to be able to go. That's my only thing is I want to make sure that you'll actually go to the game. It should be in like it's on. I know it's on the YouTube community. I'll repost it again. Today. I want to see this stuff that. No, that's true. Oh, that's me. Wasn't supposed to show the camera. That's damn. Never mind. Let me get out of this. All right, and nobody made the calls either, man. I thought somebody would have called in, but let's go ahead and Oh, okay. Well, let's just keep him in there just for fun, just to see if he'll win again. We do need some other fortune music or some music that I don't get bashed out for.
Oh my God.
It did not. It did not go to this. Okay, never mind. Ramon's banned. he's fucking banned. Oh, put Demetrius Shaw. Do we have Demetrius in? I put him. Take Ramon out. Put Demetrius in. That's crazy. How the fuck does he win so much? It's literally not. It's literally a randomizer. All right, let's try this again. What if his name comes up anyway?
That would be scary. Oh, Mr. Pierce, David Pierce.
All right, inbox me, David. I got 2 for you, and take him out, and let's do it one more good time. Chip. All right, Chip, find me on one of the social medias. We will get you. I will repost in the members section the college pick'em and the pigskin pick'em. So remember, $50 is going to the winner of this week's. Check those out. If you're not a member, please consider being a member from $3.99 all the way up to $99.99. That's how, if like nobody decides to give money, this is basically how guys like Jack Coleman, the blind kid I talked to you about earlier, will be going to these games, and that's how we do our book bag drives and how we raise money for tickets. So yeah, so just hold on. And VB, hit me up. Tell me how many tickets you need, man. If we can get you up on the top of lot 19, cooking some barbecue, I'll make sure you get in the game. You ain't gotta worry about that, baby. I'll make sure that happens. So Just tell me how many you need, and we'll get that going. So on that note, guys, appreciate everybody for chopping it up with me. Appreciate everything that you guys have done. Please like, share this. Check out all the different videos that we have on the channel. We're adding more content, more unique content each week during the football season. And I will be at the Southern Miss game. Me and Trey Cole will be there after he plays his Pop Warner game. So he may be a little stank, but he gonna be all right. Y'all be all right. So appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.